Hello, science enthusiasts and pet enthusiasts. Welcome to Pet Chat. Pet Chat runs every week. We play some games. There's usually a prize. We have a lot of fun. We share stories about Bunsen and Beaker, and then we invite our amazing community to come share their stories as well. Currently, we are quadcasting from Twitter Spaces to LinkedIn to Clubhouse and Wisdom. So we're everywhere, and wherever you are, it's all synced together. So if you want to talk on Wisdom, you can. If you want to talk on LinkedIn, you can. If you want to talk on Twitter Spaces, you can. And since nobody's on Clubhouse, if anybody joins on Clubhouse, you can. So we're going to start with the Kahoot game, which is up at the top of the space in Twitter. In Wisdom, the Kahoot game code is in the title. In LinkedIn, it's in the comments. And in Clubhouse, it's the pinned link. So I've got it figured out so everybody can play Kahoot. We're going to start with the Kahoot game. We'd love for you to play. So we have some people requesting to speak. For the first 20 minutes, we are just doing some games. So we'll get to people who want to speak in a second. We'd love for you to play Kahoot. The link is in... Yeah.
Now, Jason, don't we normally start where you say, "Hi, I'm Dad Guy"?
Oh, yes, I'm Jason Zakowski, aka Dad Guy. You are
Chris Zakowski, aka Mummy Fave.
Right, there we go. I got a little ahead of myself. The intro of explaining that we are on 4 different platforms gets a little confusing, but that's okay. And if you're on LinkedIn, it's working just fine. Okay, here we go. We're gonna start. Are you ready, Chris?
Yes.
Have you signed in? Are you there somewhere?
I've signed in twice, actually. So there's my regular handle, and then there's my regular handle with a 2.
Oh.
Guess who's back?
That's right.
Back again.
Yeah, Chris always signs in as Slim Shady. Now remember, you cannot win, Chris.
No, I'm always a winner. I'm a winner.
This is the most people playing Kahoot ever. We have 30 people playing. There are 30 people playing Kahoot. That's the most we've ever played. So everybody, give yourself a big round of applause for playing Kahoot. Okay, here we go. Okay, question 1. The Science Pause talked about dementia in dogs and humans. What is the breaking news on this subject? This just happened today. Having a dog can cure dementia. Sunlight can slow dementia. Much of current Alzheimer's disease research may have been falsified. Or dogs living with cats increase the rates of dementia. So which of those is this? Just happened today. We tweeted about it too. Correct answer is...
You did.
It's the yellow one. Much of current Alzheimer's disease research may have been falsified. So I have to go back through and double check what I got my information about when I talked about dogs and dementia. There is some controversy about a big study that a lot of people cite about the plaque that builds up in the brain. Some of that may be falsified. So we'll keep everybody up to date on that. But that is the breaking news about dementia. So Paula, you're in first. Brenda, Ramona, Aaron, and Slim Shady. Okay. Next question. This is the lake the family traveled to for paddleboarding. So if you've been keeping up with us on social media, we went somewhere. Is it Reservoir Lake, Quarry Lake, Grassy Lake, or Lakeview? Which lake did we travel to for paddleboarding? Now, we've mentioned this lake a few times, but I'm not really expecting anybody to remember. Most people got this right. It's Reservoir Lake. Good job. If you're ever in Canmore, Alberta, check out Reservoir Lake. It's just past Quarry Lake. Looks it's up above Canmore. I'm having trouble loading Kahoot. This is a big problem, Chris.
Yeah. So I'm also having trouble playing Kahoot.
Okay.
I hit the refreshy button.
Okay.
And then it kind of worked, but not really.
Okay, we're back in business. It's working now for me. Paula's first, Brenda, Ramona, Kelly, then Violet. Yeah, so there may be some other people that dropped off. Kahoot sometimes is silly. Okay, next question. On the Science Podcast this week, a breakthrough study found out this about dogs. Their nose nerves link to their eye nerves. They can actually see in all the colors that we see. Dogs can hear earthquakes, or they're not related to wolves as we thought. This is a breakthrough study I talked about on the Science Podcast this week. And this is so cool. They mapped nerves from the nose to a bulb behind the eye that the eye links to, and then they link up and go to the brain. So it's conclusive, very, very conclusive proof for the first time that dogs most likely see through smell in some part. When they take a breath in, their nose neurons fire, or the whatever, like the neuroreceptors, not the neuroreceptors, they're the sensory receptors fire, and it goes to the eyes first. And that's absolutely fantastic. I think that's so cool. Okay, we've got Paula. Oh, Paula fell off. Sorry, Paula. Oh. Brenda's in first, Ramona, Carousel, Paula, and then Kelly. Okay, question 4. Beaker jumped into the freezing mountain lake off the paddleboard this many times on Thursday. So at Reservoir Lake, it's a mountain lake. So it's all that water comes right off the mountain from mountain melt. 410, or we can't count to that high. How many times did Beaker jump into the freezing mountain lake off the paddleboard? Answer is, this is shocking, 0 times. 0 times did Beaker jump off. Isn't that? So if you know Beaker, she loves the water, but I think it was a bit too cold for her and she sensed it. 0 times.
Jason,
what?
Jason, you definitely told me she fell in once because she was all wet.
Well, falling in and jumping in is 2 different things, Chris. Semantics.
Oh my goodness. That is hilarious. This is your woo or wow.
We've got woo or wow today. Okay. Last question. When Ginger scratches stuff that she shouldn't, Beaker gives her this: sloppy licks and kisses, a big old paw to the face, the teacher glare, or the grouse treatment. So when Ginger scratches stuff that she really shouldn't, what does Beaker give her? And we've talked about this before. It's the teacher glare. So Ginger is the cat that we recently acquired. She goes over and starts to scratch the couch, and Beaker jumps off, finds wherever Beaker is, wakes up out of a dead sleep, and goes and stares her down with the biggest teacher glare you ever did see. Okay, so here we are. We're done. Moving on to the podium. In the third, we have Paula. Good job, Paula. In second, we have Carousel. And in first place, we've got 5 out of 5. Helen. Good job, Helen. Well done. Woohoo. Good job, Helen. Okay. I see Hoseline's here. Hoseline, did you want to come up and quickly announce the thing that's kind of cool? And then we'll get on with the rest of the space, or do you want to leave that till later? I'll invite you to speak. If you're busy now, we can... Okay, you're waving. Okay. So I've invited Hoseline up to speak. He's just going to talk quickly about this this cool thing.
Hello there.
Hi. If you got time, we can do that right now, which is kind of cool.
Yes, I am super excited. We have, for those people that pre-ordered Text from Bunsen ebook, you will be getting an email, and you will be getting access to several Text from Bunsen ebooks contents. I come with my own soundboard. Anyway, so check out your email if you pre-ordered the Text from Bunsen ebook in particular. So it's ebook, as well as if you bought the bundle, you're going to get an email. You're going to get access to a private community, a paid community, where a lot of the content that the Bunsen and Beaker brand has been working on is all going to be in one centralized location. And the first people to have access to this for free are all the people that purchase the pre-order of the Text from Bunsen ebook. So look out for an email about that. You're going to see a bunch of great stuff. It's building, and you are the first people to have access to this. So get excited. So I'm just finalizing some welcome videos, making sure it's the right format. Once everything is buttoned up technically, you're going to get an email, and we'll probably have a discussion for those early adopters and probably do a live session within the platform. So stay tuned. Super excited about it. We've been working on it for a while, and as an extra bonus, and we had planned this as a reward for all the people that invested in the pre-order, because those things are a little like, oh, is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? So we wanted to reward you for that confidence in us. So look out for that. Super excited. Wait till you see it. Can't wait for you guys to see it. So like I said, I'm just fine tuning some video content, some presentational things, some tech stuff, so that you have a fantastic onboarding experience. And we'll be talking about the more features and content as the weeks progress. So I'll be here for any questions, comments. My hands are always open, but I'm sure Jason will talk a little bit more about it. And I know he has in other spaces and places like that. So how was that?
That's awesome. Thanks, Joseline. Yeah, I'm very excited about that section. And thank you to everybody. I know there's some people listening right now that did pre-order Text from Bunsen. It's pretty surreal. Like Chris and I have been working super hard for 3 weeks on Text from Bunsen, and the rough draft's almost done. The pre-order was something, there's so much faith in us to do the book, the ebook, and that pre-order really made it happen. So you're going to, as that, you were just going to have to wait. You thought you'd have to wait till September. No, there's a whole special section of the Pawpack community that you will have access to, that is super cute. There's a cast section that's adorable. And then also some, the whole bunch of sneak peeks to the book. So thank you very much. And, we will have the ebook open, I think for general sale in September. We will be done by then. Yes, Joseline.
Yes. And I buried the lead. So this new community is the Pawpack Plus, the P3 community. So we gave it a special name because there's going to be bonus content left and right in there. So Pawpack Plus.
Yeah,
P3.
I'm super excited. Yeah. It will bring together the two things, and we'll talk more about it as probably next week. It brings together people who love pets and people who love science, and there'll be sections for both of those on the P3. Okay, so let's move to our second game. If you would like to play this game, we're not going to do a game similar like the last time. It's not going to be a shouting out game. This is a trivia game. So everybody who wants to play and speak, you just have to request to speak, but you don't have to request to speak to play the game. So this is going to be inclusive. You can use emojis to play if you don't want to speak. But if you would like to, Chris just nuked the room. Chris, are you just muting everybody? What's going on here?
I thought someone hit request and then I let them on there.
And everybody is muted, like nuclear.
But I unmuted, so hopefully they're able to talk.
Yeah, it's all good. So if you'd like to be part of the trivia with your voice, we'd love to have you up on stage. So request the mic. Paula, thank you for being super brave. Joseline, you can play along too. I mean, you're a speaker. I don't know. You could play along if you like. I'd love to see 2 more people up here, and everybody else, if you can play along with emojis, because most of these sites have emojis. All right, here we go. So this game is something that I used to do on the podcast. It's called Woo or Wow. And it's something that took a lot of planning, and I would have somebody and it would be a little bit of a game. And I'm bringing Woo or Wow back to social audio. It used to be part of the Science Podcast. So some people who have been listening, I see some people clapping. It was very sad that we took that out, but it was like, a ton of work to organize Woo or Wow. So Woo or Wow works this way. I'm going to read 3 statements. 2 of them are fake. 1 of them is true. You have to guess the true statement. Now, Paula, Ramona, and Susan, you've speaking ability. So I'm going to go to you and you're going to guess, but everybody else, you're going to click the heart emoji on the statement that you think is true. That way we can have everybody involved. Now, I'm scrolling up and down through Twitter Spaces, so I'm going to be the teacher, and I'm going to see who's not playing. So you better all pick your emoji, because I can see if you're not playing this game. Joseline is laughing, but this is what teachers do. I'm looking to see who's sleeping in my class. Okay, here we go. So it's all about dogs. So we're not doing anything like bananas like I would used to do on the science podcast, and we'll talk about neutrinos or something like that. So this is about dogs. Remember, there are 2 false statements and 1 true statement. So listen to them all, and then we're going to go and have a little vote. Statement number 1. If a family has a dog or cat, only a quarter of people sign the card with the pet's name on it too. That's statement 1. Statement 2. The country with the most pet dogs is the United States. That's statement 2. Statement 3. The most popular dog breed in North America is the poodle. Okay, recap. Statement 1. If a family has a dog or cat, only 25% of people sign the card with the pet's name on it. Statement 2. The country with the most pet dogs is the United States. Statement 3. The most popular dog breed in North America is the poodle. Okay, we're going to go to Paula. What do you think? Which one do you think is the true statement, Paula?
Can you say the second one again, please? I had the first one with the card, but what was the second one?
The country with the most pet dogs is the United States.
I would say the second one, because I think more than 40% people would sign your name on the cards. And I think the last one's not poodle. I think it's golden retriever. So that's mine.
Ramona, over to you. Which statement do you think is the true statement? 1, 2, or 3?
Same as Paula. I think number 2 is the true statement.
Okay. Susan, over to you.
I'm going to say number 2 also, please.
Okay. All right. So, audience, put a heart if you think statement 1 about signing the card is true. Audience, on all social media platforms. I can see you on LinkedIn there. Okay. Nobody. Well, okay. Statement 2, the country with the most pet dogs in the United States. If you think that is true, give a little heart. Okay, there's some hearts showing up. Okay, then. Statement 3, the most popular dog breed in North America is the poodle. Okay, show some emojis for that one. Statement 3. Statement 3.
There are some more hearts for that one.
I see that. Okay, cool. All right, the correct statement is the country with the most pet dogs is the United States. Paula, Ramona, Susan, you're correct. Good job. Well done. So Paula,
what is the percentage of people who sign the card correctly?
You will not believe how high this is. If you have a dog or cat in North America, 70% of people sign the dog or cat's name on the card too. Isn't that amazing? Okay. And the most popular dog breed in North America, as Paula says, the golden. Ramona, what do you think? You're a speaker.
Oh, wow. I think it's the lab. I think it's Labradors.
Labrador. Susan, do you have an idea?
I thought it was the Labrador also.
Okay. The most popular dog breed in North America is the Labrador Retriever. Yeah. Goldens come in at 4th. I am shocked. The French Bulldog is number 2. I don't even. Do you know anybody with a French Bulldog, Chris?
Yes, I do.
Yeah?
I do.
Okay.
And they love their Frenchie.
They're cute.
Like they have a whole bunch of merch that's Frenchie merch. I 3D printed coasters that were Frenchies for her. I bought her lens cleaner cloth that was a French Bulldog. She loves her dog. Loves it. Loves her.
Aw. Okay. Well, congratulations to everybody who played that game. We are all winners. Let's move on to the Bunsen and Beaker stories. But first, let's give a shout out to barkandbeyondsupply.com. Barkandbeyondsupply.com is our sponsor. Barkandbeyondsupply.com is going to give a prize of $20 to their website to some lucky person who is still in this space when the space ends. Okay, so I'll be putting some stuff up in the nest. We got some people listening on Wisdom. You count on Wisdom people. You count. Same thing with LinkedIn. Do we still have somebody on LinkedIn? We had like 3 people on LinkedIn. Now we have, we got 2 people on LinkedIn. That's awesome. So LinkedIn people, you count too for this prize. I don't know how to contact you because I don't have LinkedIn Premium. I'm not allowed to message people, but we'll figure that. That's a problem for future me on LinkedIn. Maybe I can probably get somebody like Joselino. I guarantee you has LinkedIn Premium. He can probably DM somebody for me for a cool $5 or something like that. Okay. So, Chris, can you, can you start the story? I'm going to throw some stuff up in the nest while we go here.
For sure. I will start. Now, my story, I'm going to do the TLDR thing first. Too long, didn't read. Because you know me, I can be long-winded with my stories.
What?
So the TLDR is that Ginger got a new cat box today. Now, you might be thinking, what? Why would she get a new cat box?
Yes, this is news to me. What is going on?
Yeah. Yes. So once upon a time, we were thinking about getting Ginger, and Jason is allergic to cats, severely allergic to cats. And we had her with my stepdad, and he started her on the anti-allergy food. And now we were planning on bringing her home, but I didn't want to go out and buy a litter box for her in case this didn't work out. If Jason's eyes started to swell up and his throat was closing, we would not be able to keep Ginger at home.
This is true.
Right?
This is true.
And then I'm thinking, if I buy a cat litter box, how am I going to sell that on Facebook Marketplace? I know I wouldn't.
Facebook Marketplace.
I wouldn't. So what happens
there
is
so much garbage on Facebook Marketplace.
Okay. Let me finish my story.
Have you put together the thing we just bought from Facebook Marketplace yet?
Yes, that's also part of my story. It can be also part of my story. I can go back even further.
I do not like where this story is going.
Where I put it together, and Ginger was in the room with me and Adam and meowing, going, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Meow, meow, meow." So she likes to be part of any activity that we are doing in the house. So fast forward to Gord had given us his old cat litter box.
Who is Gord? You're name dropping people that only we know.
My stepdad.
Okay, there we go.
Who had Ginger
okay.
at his house, fed her the food.
Gotcha.
So I said, "Hey, do you have like an extra box? Like if this doesn't work out?" And he said, "Yeah." So we have had her old box and she's been using it. But the problem with her old box is it doesn't have the the flip lid, where there is a like cat door on it. So I know I have mentioned this before, that Jason is like the princess and the pea. He doesn't like things that are rough or lumpy.
You can't touch this. You can't touch this.
Pretty much. So the problem with her old litter box is she would come out and then little flecks of kitty litter were on the floor right by the litter box.
Oh, I can't stand that. I cannot stand. I will not walk on flecks of kitty litter. No way.
No. Princess and the pea. But out of honoring you, I bought like a little mat from the dollar store, and it's been working great. It's been collecting it. But then I thought, hey, a little flip cat lid door would be even better. So I'm assembling the cat litter box that I had purchased, and I put the new kitty litter in there. And actually, it's a transformer litter box. It's like self-sifting, but not really. You have to sift it yourself. But then I'm gonna have to show Adam because he gets the honor of cleaning it. But it's like super cool transformer litter box, and I got it set up, and I put the new litter in it, and I just had the litter. And I'm like, oh, this is great. This is a perfect amount for Ginger, and she decided to try it out, like without the flippity flip lid on, with nothing. Just, oh, I'm just gonna bloop in there. And I'm like, what are you doing, Ginger? What is going on? Are you being helpful? And she peed in the litter box, like christened.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say she peed all over the floor. I was like, what? Where is this story going?
No. She christened the litter box, and then I put the lid on. So I actually don't know if she's going to use it with the flippity flip lid.
Oh my goodness.
but I left the other one in there, and I vacuumed the floor for you, so there is no little flecks of kitty litter on the floor for you to step on.
Can I just say I'm just so impressed we have people listening to this on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is like this professional like website where people go to network about nonsense, and they're listening to your kitty litter story. So shout out to both Adam and Shirley for sticking with us on LinkedIn. So that's great, Chris.
Okay. I can switch gears and talk about Hattie and the visionary learning research that I read today.
No, is this education like psychobabble research?
Yeah.
No, we'll save that for the paw pack for the teachers. They can get all into that. The P3, the teacher section we're making. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
But so that's my TLDR. Too long, didn't read. Story.
That's still pretty long.
Well, no, I know the TLDR part was Ginger got a new litter box.
Oh, okay.
I told you.
I was like, this could have been longer.
Possibly.
Okay.
Possibly.
Oh my god. Where's my?
But
there we go. Okay. I have to change. Okay. All right. So my story has nothing to do with kitty litter or on the floor or Facebook Marketplace. The real quick story is we took what?
Jason, you didn't put anything in the nest. I spent all that time talking.
No. Oh shoot. I was going to talk about that. Okay. Well, okay. That's fine. I can do that while other people are talking.
Okay.
Okay. I failed my duty. I was just enthralled by your story. Like I couldn't focus on what I was supposed to do as a host. I was just listening to your story. And I just could not listen to the story. So thank you, Celine. Anyways, my story is we took a mental health day. Chris and I have been working really hard on Text from Bunsen. It's the summer. We should be really relaxing as teachers, but we're working just as hard as we have been we've been working. And I've been, really upping what Bunsen and Beaker does with science communication. And thank you to everybody for the wonderful feedback on our short series, the Science Pause and our science threads. It means a lot when, one of those threads or one of those videos gets thousands of views because they take a lot of work to do. And I know it's good for everybody to learn some science. I could just throw a cute picture of Bunsen and Beaker and I know it would do really well. But it means a lot when everybody is, engaging with our science content. I really appreciate that. But anyways, we took a mental health day on Thursday. I was like, no, I'm all done with threads and shooting videos and all of social media. And we went out to the Rocky Mountains. We're really close. It doesn't take that long to get there, like a couple-hour drive. And we put the paddle boards out into this gorgeous lake called Reservoir Lake. If you follow us on social media, you probably have seen some of the posts. I'll put this really cute video I put together. Maybe it got... Where is it? Here it is. Okay, it's super cute. So that's up in the nest. Look, Chris, I'm putting something in the nest. And it was super windy. So Adam and his girlfriend, Annalise, they went out on the windy lake first and got blown all over the place. And then it calmed down a bit. And I went out with Beaker. She likes the paddleboard. She didn't want to get her feet wet, though, because the water's really cold. I don't know if anybody's ever swam in a mountain lake before. But the people who are used to, like, say you're from like the Southwest or East United States, like you're a California or a Florida person, and you're used to like the water in the ocean. This is like you dive in and you have 10 seconds to live cold. Like that's how cold the water is. So I can see why Beaker didn't really want to get wet. So he kind of like pick her up by her PFD and put her on the paddleboard. Then she's good. And she just sits there and she really likes it. She looks around and smells and smiles at people as they go by. But the shocking development is after all of this, I was like, maybe Bunsen's going to want to go. So I kind of led him over to the water. I said, get on the paddleboard. And he jumped on the paddleboard and we were off. He could have jumped off the paddleboard at any time. He doesn't necessarily like to get wet. So maybe he felt he was stuck there. But that's just it's not the most important story in the world, but it was really cool to take him out paddleboarding. We didn't go out too far and I didn't want to stand up because the last thing I'd want to do is pitch him into the mountain lake, and because he kind of fell out when we went sea kayaking last summer and didn't look at me for a day. I didn't want to be on Bunson's crap list again. So, but anyways, that's my Bunsen story right there. Chris, you're putting stuff in the nest from Bark and Beyond. Look at you go.
I did, because you didn't do it. I thought that's what you were going to do. And you said, Chris, can you do your story first? I'm going to put stuff in the nest. And you always honor our awesome sponsor.
I know,
and
I forgot.
then there was 0 things. And I said, what happened there?
I'm looking, if you guys saw my setup to go to 4 different audio sites, you'd realize I'm just a little bit distracted. So I'm very happy this is working out, but it's kind of like I'm running an octopus that's playing a pipe organ right now. So anyways, one of the things in the nest is Ko-fi, ko-fi.com, Bunsen and Beaker. And it's a way when we do Pet Chat. Now, I'm not expecting anybody to do this, but if you, after this space, you're like, wow, that was a lot of fun. It's one of those like buy me a coffee sites, but I love this one because I was able to modify it. It's buy me a moose leg. It's buy a moose leg for Bunsen and Beaker. So after this, if you felt, oh, hey, that was good value, this was kind of fun, you can tip us $3 on buy Bunsen and Beaker a moose leg. I'm not expecting you to do this unless you felt value. And obviously there's some patrons in the room. I'm not expecting our patrons to double dip, but I'm just saying, that's one way if you're, you can pay creators back who run these audio spaces. And that's Ko-fi. It's in the nest. I'll post it again at the end. Chris has also posted some stuff from our sponsor, the Bark and Beyond Floaters Duck Dog. That'd be good for Beaker. She likes to retrieve stuff from the water. Okay. All right. I think it's about time to open up. That's my story. It's time to open up the floor to our community if they have questions or if they would like to share stories about their pets. So now is the community time. We would love to hear your stories. We've got 3 people up here, Paula, Ramona, and Susan. Paula, Ramona, and Susan, you have dibs first if you'd like to speak. If not, you can drop off as a speaker. Then that's okay.
I just want to pick on you a little bit, Jason, and say you didn't get stuff in the nest because you were too busy picking on Chris about her story. But I say that with great kindness. Just wanted to observe. I said it with great kindness. And I don't know if Bark and Beyond is here tonight, but I am so sorry for their loss.
That's true. Yeah.
And I'm so very sorry.
Yeah, they are not here. They lost their dog this last week, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing. Yeah.
You bet. Yeah, and you can nuke me, Chris, for room for other speakers. And you guys have a great night. It's always good to hear from you.
Thanks, Ramona. Susan, your hand's up. Go ahead.
Yes, I was also going to mention about Emma dying this past week.
Mm-hmm.
But I also had some sad news that my kitty Buzzy Paws also died.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
It's been a sad week, and it was even reflected in this was like the worst I've done in the Root game.
Oh, no.
I've been away from Twitter a bit, so hopefully I'll get back into it next week.
Well, Susan, I'm so sorry for your loss. I appreciate you being here, though. Hopefully we have some fun pet stories that'll brighten your day.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Paula, and then Snickerdoodle. Go ahead, Paula.
I just have a comment. Can you plug something, or is that a no-no?
You can plug something.
Oh, because Chris, there's a great kitty litter. I don't have a cat, but I've heard people that have it. It's called Pretty Litter, but it's made out of that. Is it silica gel that you use? Maybe some cat owners are in here that use it, but it's made out of that silica gel, so it doesn't have the dust that flies. And what happens is when the cats pee in it, if they have a problem or a urinary tract infection or something, it actually changes color to alert you that something is wrong. And it only comes by mail order, I know, but and it's deliverable, to your door. But they only change it once a month, which is kind of cool. But they say it's like beyond nothing you've ever used before. It gets a lot of 5-star ratings, so I thought I'd just mention it.
Yeah, thanks, Paula. Funny that you should mention it, because on Facebook, like, that would be an ad that they were showing me probably for about 3 weeks after I was talking about Ginger. So I went in the rabbit hole and found out a little bit about it. And it sounds awesome and it sounds amazing. It's not necessarily as cost effective if you have like a whole bunch of cats, and then if there's a problem, if there's more than one cat using the litter box, you wouldn't know who's having the problem. But we use something that we just get at Costco. It's pretty cost effective. And that's just what we're using. But yeah, today I definitely experienced the kitty litter dust when I was getting it all set for Ginger.
Oh my goodness. It makes dust on top of its, like the stuff on the floor?
No, yes, it does.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So maybe you could get me a monthly subscription to Pretty Litter.
Okay.
Jason.
I will look into that.
It is neat. I've actually had clients that used it and said it's really cool because it doesn't. When you pour it in the bag, it's just, I mean, it's really dry and I don't know. It is expensive. I have to go with you on that, but I think it's pretty cool. But I had to laugh at Ginger using the box first time. It's like christening a ship. So she christened your box. She couldn't wait.
No, she's like, this is good. This is my champagne that I'm breaking into the box.
Pretty Litter, the revolutionary health monitoring cat litter. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I sent you a link in the.
Okay, all right. I'm going to DM them and maybe they could be a sponsor.
There you go. There's a thought.
Yeah, because we're giving them like a shout out. Here's free advertising to like 100 and some people.
We gotta get
across all the different networks here.
That's right. All right, guys. Have a good night.
Thanks, Paula. Over to Snickerdoodle. Hey.
Hello, good evening. I hope everybody is not experiencing this heat wave that we've got here right now.
It's been warm for winter, but not like heat dome warm.
Yeah, we're supposed to be going into a bit of a mini heat dome. I won't be quiet. We're supposed to be going into a mini heat dome next week. 38, 39.
Oof.
Oh.
No, thank you.
No, I had enough last year. Anyway, I just wanted to make a little comment that my dog loves to chase bubbles. Like I get him a bottle full of the bubble soap, and he loves to chase bubbles. And I was just wondering if anybody else has a dog that likes to chase bubbles.
Bunsen and Beaker interact with them. Bunsen, when he was a puppy, liked them, and now he's indifferent. Like you blow them in front of him and they just kind of go and he's like, well. But Beaker will chase them occasionally, but she chases, like, especially if they're in the sunlight, she'll chase a bubble anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm sure my dog's addicted to them because he'll come along and he'll paw at the bottle and he wants, bubbles. He just loves them. So anyway, that's just my little comment for tonight. I hope everybody is staying cool and they're having a good weekend. And that's it. We'll let the next person come on.
Thanks, Snickerdoodle. Well, we're out of speakers. Does anybody else from the audience want to come up and talk about their pet? Have some questions? Go ahead. And this includes people on LinkedIn and people on Wisdom. I would say, come on up, folks on Clubhouse, but there ain't nobody. Nobody's listening on Clubhouse right now. Somebody came in and they left. So I saw you. Okay, we have D Savvy, DA Savvy, and then we'll go back to Snickerdoodle because I see your hands up. Hi, D Savvy.
Hello.
Hi.
This is my first time on your call. I think I tried to make one, I missed it. So this is my first call with you.
Well, welcome. We're so happy you're here.
Yeah, I love your threads and your pictures and your dogs, but I love all dogs and all animals, so that's why I'm here.
Okay, that's awesome. What a great comment. Do you have one yourself? Do you have a pet yourself?
I do.
What do you got? Tell us. Everybody wants to know.
I have a pit bull, a Jack Russell, an African gray, and a Kike parrot.
You have a parrot?
Yeah, I have an African gray parrot, 20 years old.
You have? Oh my goodness, I'm so jealous of you.
And I have a Kike parrot who's 8 years old.
Did they talk? Like, did they?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my African gray is the boss, actually.
Does it boss the dogs around?
Oh, absolutely. He even bosses the little robot vacuum cleaner that I have around. It comes out, every, like I have it on his schedule. So when it comes out and it goes around his bird cage, he gets out of the cage and hangs over the side and tells it to go lay down. So yeah. Yeah. He calls the dogs. He tells me when my one dog is at the door ready to go outside to go pee pee. So he says the dogs have to go outside, go pee pee. He doesn't just say words; he says full sentences.
I love
it. Yeah, but he's camera shy, so I can't even get him on a video. But I did capture him dancing because he does do that very well. But I have to do it with him, so it's really not a video I want to make of myself in front of a bird cage. But I do have a story. I don't know about my pit bull. I'll make it quick because she is 13. So, I could go into, that's the bird.
Okay.
You heard him in the background.
I heard that. It's like a siren.
Yeah.
You come with your own, you come with your own soundboard. You don't need a soundboard like Joseline and I.
Yeah, he definitely is. And it's only when I'm on the phone he does that. So, that's funny. But so I got my pit bull in 2010. I saved her from a shelter.
Mm-hmm.
She was very ill and dying. And I went in and I just woke up one day and I said, it's time for me to have another dog. And I went and I went there specifically to save a dog.
Mm-hmm.
And she was so sick. I said, well, that's the one I want. They're just like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, because I came here to save a dog. So that one looks like it needs to be saved. And, so I signed the papers and then they told me that she wasn't going to be around much longer. She was dying and they were going to be putting her down. So I actually really did save the dog.
Oh.
And then 7 months later, but she has such a good story after that because it's literally like the rags to riches kind of story for a dog. She went from being on the shelter floor from bones I nurtured her back to health. And then she went and she trained for obedience. And then I realized that how smart she was during that time. I'm also a photographer it's a hobby of mine. So I got her used to the camera and I trained her how to pose for the camera. And then I took it a little step further. I looked for an agent and I got her into, modeling. And she was on Saturday Night Live.
What?
And I got her on Saturday Night Live, and then I trained her how to do tricks, and she won tricks competitions, and she was on the Animal Planet, and she made all the money that she made went to the shelter that she came from.
Oh my goodness!
And now
you're getting. Do you see all the emojis? How much love you're getting for this story?
I'm actually not watching, but I guess I should. Yeah, thank you, everybody, and I'm so proud of my baby girl. Because, she had a tough road and but even before the Saturday Night Live thing, when I was training her, I realized how smart she was. I also actually went and got her search and rescue trained because this dog had so much energy and such a high play drive that she could, I would wake up and I'd have like 15 balls on me ready to go.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It was like the dog was like at 100% for 24/7 to the point where a year and a half later, I had to go get a Jack Russell because I couldn't keep up with her.
Oh my goodness.
So I thought that the Jack Russell was going to fix that. And she makes him look lazy. I mean, it's just, she would just kick his butt. He can run faster than her.
Wow.
He can run faster than her, but she can endure him much longer. She just can outlast. She's like the Energizer Bunny in a dog version. She's 13 years old now,
mm-hmm.
and she still wants to play ball. I mean, she even though she had a gallbladder removed last year, so she's had a really rough year with recovery and having to eat meaty food, which makes her, belly upset. But she's still with me, and she's retired. I consider her retired now because I don't think I would put her through a day of work, with a bad back and everything else that comes with senior years. But So that was her story from rags to riches, and she's her and my Jack Russell's another. I rescued him as well from a shelter for her, and and then she taught him how to do everything she does because he can do anything she can do, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he's so smart that he ended up working for Imes as a dog model also.
Oh.
He worked for Imes, and he was in they did some fashion shows together.
That's amazing. What's your pit bull's name? What's the names of your dogs, if you don't mind me asking?
It's Bubbles.
Bubbles?
Yeah, she has her real name. I guess she has two names. They both have kind of two names, but her real name, I guess her training name, I call it, is Mika, but her family name is Bubbles. So if I were taking her out to go training, I'd use the name Mika as a, pay attention to me. This is serious work. We're at serious moments. And Bubbles was a play name, and when I call her Bubbles, she knows it's time to get the ball and play.
I love it.
Like I had to separate those two, moments, because when she would go and model, when she's sitting on the sofa with 100 things hanging over her head that all look like tuggy toys, I had to separate the moment from her name, her names. So I made it like a training name and a play name, so that she knew the difference between what situation we were in, because she, always has play on her mind. Play. So it's Bubbles. I call her Bubbles all the time now.
I love it. It's adorable.
Because she's bubbly.
Can I ask you one more question, and then we'll go to another person who's waiting to speak? When Bubbles or Mika worked for Saturday Night Live, what episode? Like what was the work involved? That's such an exciting story that you're just like, oh yeah, I worked for Saturday Night Live. You kind of gloss it over.
Actually, yeah, it was probably one of the best days of my life.
Okay, tell us about it. I don't think we're wasting anybody's time if you tell us the story. Do you have time to tell us?
Sure, I have time.
Okay.
I sent her photos that I took to a talent agent in New York, because I'm from New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And the next day, she called me back and she said, Saturday Night Live is looking for 2 pit bulls. And you're the only one that that sent me photos of a pit bull. So is your dog trained enough that she can stay still and be in a very intense, room with a lot of people, lots of distractions? And because, you have a cameraman zooming in at her, and she had to sit on the sofa with Fred Armisen.
Oh,
yeah. So that it aired in 2011, and the host was Russell Brand.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And he is just a straight up great guy. They all were, actually. They were very good. It was in February. It was a very, very cold day. They would wrap my dog up in a blanket in between sets.
Oh my goodness.
But she had to sit on the sofa with Fred Armisen in the one clip, and she had all these, microphone, everything that setup includes, with the microphones hanging down over their heads, and the cameraman was on the floor on one of those Zoom tracks. So, it was like they were zooming in at her, and her facial expression, the first time she ever experienced that, it was just like, what am I supposed to do? It was like she's looking like right into the camera, because she's trained to look at the camera. That's her training. They wanted her to calm down a little bit, because she was like outdoing the whole scene, and nobody was paying attention to him because she was so fantastic. She had everybody laughing, because she was she was playing her part of looking right into the camera, and then he flipped up a photo, and she was like all interested in the photo, and and they're like, we need to calm her down a little bit. She's just like she was totally taking over the whole scene. And she's so pretty that, she just kind of, so we had to calm her. So Fred was rubbing her chest. And I said, yeah, you have to rub on her a little bit, make her tired, because it was a long day. So it did work out. And she did kind of, just sit there. And then she started falling asleep on his lap. And it was adorable. The whole, they were really good to her. And
was she
they
a
put
magnet for
blankets.
all of the Saturday Night Live cast and crew? Like, did everybody try and come and see, or was it so busy it wasn't so much that way?
Oh, she got so much attention.
I was thinking that. I was wondering. That's so
Yeah,
cute.
she, and it was cold too, and we were cramped into this old dilapidated building in the middle of the winter, and with just a big heater that looked like a fan, and everybody was crouched about, if you get 15 feet away from that heater, you were freezing. So everybody was trying to get a spot in front of this tiny little, it was actually really big, but the building was so big and it was so cold that the heat didn't go far, so it was like 15 feet off away from that heater and you were shivering. And my dog, she's a pit bull. She has a fur like a velvet,
Exactly. Yeah.
Velvet.
Yeah. They got short hair.
So yeah, and hers is more like she's a brindle pit.
Mm-hmm.
So she has fur more like a boxer, that kind of fur. It's not like a thick coat, even like a Labrador retriever, they have an undercoat. She has none of that. But she does think that she might be Labrador because she loves to swim to the point where I had to get her a life jacket because she sinks. She doesn't
too much muscle.
Undercoat. Yes, she looked like an alligator in the water, just two big eyes like sticking up out of the water. And she too is used to that cold water you were talking about because I'm from New Jersey. So, we don't get warm water up there either. Even in the summer, Delaware River, the ocean, it's all cold water.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to get her a life jacket so that she could swim in the Delaware because, she would just sink. So I'd put her on a 50-foot leash and put her in a life jacket and let her go swimming. That's how I got all her energy out of her. I figured that out. It took me about 1.5 years to figure that out. That was the best way to get her energy out because she could run all day and it wouldn't tire her out at all. But 1.5 hours of swimming would just, push her over that little edge of I need about an hour's sleep so I could take a break myself. This dog was unbelievable athletic. Oh, she also skateboards. She taught herself how to do that in 7 days. So, I mean, she's so intelligent.
That is amazing. Do you have a social media account for your dog, or is it just like?
I don't, and that's just it. Like, we're talking 2010.
It's before all of that. Yeah. Like none of this was there. Yeah.
It's like, and the videos were not, we're talking old cell phone stuff.
Yeah, I get it.
So, I did start a YouTube page all the way back then to just upload some of the terrible quality videos that I could get at the time. But I do have videos. I just, I don't, really do anything with the account. I just leave them there because they're not on my phone anymore.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, if you want to share any of that, you just if you have the YouTube link, if you DM me that, we can tweet about it because I think people would be curious to see what's going on there.
Yeah. Let me and you know what? I could also I'll send you the episode.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. We could tweet that out with the recording of this so people could check that out as well.
Yeah, because I actually had to buy it off of Apple.
Okay. So some other people will probably have to buy it, but it's the episode that people could look for and check out if they were curious.
Yeah, they have a clip on Venmo.
Okay, perfect.
So I'll send you I'll send you the title, and if anybody wants to take a look at it. But yeah, if you scroll down on my page too, you'll see her down there. I have one person said in one of the comments, there's a short clip on YouTube. But it's don't go round and rerow. And no matter how you put that in a search, it's going to come up under, Saturday Night Live because it's like, I think one of the most popular little skits that they ever did.
I love it.
It's a movie spoof. It's like a trailer movie spoof about how British people and American people don't understand each other. It's like how American people don't understand the British accent. And Russell Brand was the one of the characters, and it was like a mobster British movie spoof, and it was fun. It's really funny. It was hilarious to even be a part of that. And
that's amazing.
And it is to me because this dog was on. She was going to get put down the day after I was there, and she went from that to being like star on Saturday Night Live within a year after I got her. I got her in 2010, January of 2010, and she was on Saturday Night Live February of 2011. So that's a lot of training for a dog in 1 year and 1 month to get her to the point where she could be on a stage ready to, perform.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. Yeah, I take pride in that. And I think some people may think I brag, but it's really not. I'm not bragging. The dog is she was meant to be with me, and we just became one, and anything is possible when you have, when you're loyal to your animals and they're loyal to you. They just want to make you happy, just like you want to make them happy. And when you become a unit, and in my case, we became a unit with the Jack Russell. The three of us, we would go. Like I said, like photography is my hobby, and I would go. Imagine going, into nature and trying to capture a picture of an animal with a Jack Russell and a pit bull by your side. It's like
it's a little bit chaotic, eh?
No, yeah, but they had to learn not to pay attention to the, that's how I trained them.
Yeah, they had to be still while you're taking photos.
Yeah, they had to be still.
I definitely hear you.
Thank you so much.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was just going to say, I definitely hear you. If I never dressed up Bunsen in my lab coat and took a picture of him with safety glasses on, who knows if this account would even exist, and we would be chatting today.
Yeah, it's great. Aren't they? I love them.
Yeah, Dee, I so appreciate your story. I hope I'm not trying to move you along. This was I'm so glad you came, and I'm so glad you shared. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. We do this every week on Saturday, so I'd love to see you back again. And if you have some more stories, we'd love for you to share then.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And you all have a wonderful weekend.
Yeah, you bet. What a cool story. I'm so glad that you showed up. Yeah. Kathy, you've been waiting, and then we'll go to Snickerdoodle. Your hand is up.
Perfect timing, because all I wanted to say was I hope Dee comes back and also tells us more stories about her African gray. Yes. My dad had one. They're amazing animals, and I would love to hear her bird stories for sure.
Yeah.
So I'll be watching for those, Dee.
I'll come back. I'll come back next week and share my parrot stories, because they are fantastic animals.
Thanks, Dee.
You know where to find us. Over to Snickerdoodle.
Hello.
Hi.
I just wanted to make I just wanted to make a little comment. Nothing as exciting as what Dee was just talking about. The video of Bunsen on the paddleboard. He didn't look very happy.
Oh, well, like other people
was between his legs.
Yeah, people were saying that his body language looked a little scared, but like he wanted to come with me. So maybe he was scared to be there a bit. But also like he put himself in that position, and he could have just stayed on land where he was a lot more happy. Also, the other thing, like I looked at the video, and also like I'm very close to him, and when he's in a kayak, he kind of tucks his tail down so I don't hit it with the paddle. So he also could be just moving his tail out of the way so he doesn't get smacked by the paddleboard paddle, because I've nailed him a few times with it when he's been in the kayak by accident. Beaker's the worst because she moves forward and backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards and backwards, and it's like I have to paddleboard balance and then not like when I'm going in, make sure I don't hit her with my my paddle as I go from side to side, because the paddleboard kind of like if you paddle on the right you go left kind of thing, and the wind was blowing me, so I was like trying to straighten the thing, and I accidentally bonked her in the head one time because she was on the wrong side at the wrong time. So I felt terrible.
So we're coming back to the trust issue again then.
Yes.
Bunsen does not trust you with the paddle.
Well, he trusted me enough to go on the paddle board. So I couldn't believe he wanted to go. Like I was like, let's go. And he just hopped on there and away we went. And I was like, this is, yeah. And then Chris took the video from Len. I'm like, you better videotape this. Nobody's going to believe it. So
No, that's great. That's great. Anyway, everybody have a great weekend and a great evening.
That's great. Thank you. Okay. Did any of our community want to have a question or speak? We'll throw that back out there one more time. So if you've been sitting in the audience, working up the courage to talk, I'll wait a second. That's okay.
I think everybody wants to know if they won the prize.
Yes, I know. Chris is my Jiminy Cricket, always reminding me about the sponsor prize. Okay. What are you doing upstairs, Chris? Are you throwing? Did you just get home and you're throwing pans around?
Pardon?
What is happening upstairs?
No, it's Bunsen. I fed the dogs.
Oh yeah, they're probably super hungry.
Yeah, and Bunsen is pushing his metal thing around, his metal bowl.
Yeah.
Trying to get the very last drop of his food.
That's good to the last drop, Bunsen.
Yep. And then we have Sylvana, the golden retriever. I brought up to speak.
Sure.
Hi. I have a very quick story.
Go ahead.
Okay, so Sylvanas is 8 months old and she likes to swim in our pool. I post a lot of photos of her swimming, and when she was little, she was a bit of a land shark. So my coworker said that her nickname should be Jaws. So she's turned into a real life Jaws. She's going into a little bit of a teenager phase. And I've noticed that if I'm across the pool, she'll swim really fast, and then she'll actually bite us, but not hard, but she'll take a little nibble in the pool. So it's like if you see Sylvanas swimming at you at high speed in the pool, it's a little terrifying. And it actually is like Jaws. I think I should have actually called her Jaws instead of Sylvanas, but that's all I wanted to say. Just a quick little story for today.
Okay. I love
that.
I wasn't quick enough. I wasn't quick.
Join us at Leo Vegas Online Casino and enter the Roaring Bay.
Sorry, Chris. I wasn't quick enough. I had almost this ready. There you go.
God, I love it. Awesome. How 100%. Hot is it in Ottawa today?
It was pretty hot. I don't know the exact temperature, but there was a severe thunderstorm warning, but it just missed us. But it's been really, really hot and humid the past couple of days.
Okay, I put a picture of Sylvana swimming in your pool in the nest, so everybody can enjoy.
You'll notice I'm not in the pool with her. There's a reason for that.
Well, yeah, we wouldn't want you to get nibbled on.
What was worse, getting bit by Puppy Beaker or getting bit by Puppy Bunsen, Chris?
See, it was Puppy Bunsen because Puppy Beaker used Bunsen as a pincushion. So there was less biting of Puppy Beaker.
That's right. We got bit way less because she just bit Bunsen every day of his life that she was a puppy.
Yeah, but Bunsen was very much, he used us as his chew toys when he was teething. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And all my nice clothes shredded.
I think we told the story about the first day back. He jumped up and his tooth scraped down the side of my face and Harvey dented me. And I had this giant bleeding face the first day of school.
Every time I laugh so hard at that story because I laugh at horrible things, and every time it comes up, I just giggle.
I just wanted to give him a hug. He was so freaking cute. Bye, Bunsen. And then he just jumped up and sliced my face in half.
I know, it's so funny, but terrible.
It's not funny. I think I have a scar under my eye from him. If you look closely.
Well, no.
It's okay. His teething phase lasted way less time than Beaker's though. She was a Jaws shark like Sylvanas for months and months.
Okay, I'm going to let everybody in on a little secret. Jason goes around and he uses his finger and he puts his finger in all the dogs' mouths and Ginger's mouth, and he compares the sharpness of their teeth. And so he's like Goldilocks and the Three Bears teeth. Like, oh, these are too soft. Oh, these are too sharp.
You got to check your teeth, dental care.
I know, but you're like I like to poke their teeth with my finger.
I do, so they know that they shouldn't bite your finger.
Yeah.
I can put my finger in Ginger's mouth and she opens it up and I can feel her teeth, and her teeth are so sharp.
They are so sharp.
There's nothing like a cat teeth. Holy man, are they sharp.
Yeah.
They're like needles.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's what Jason does on his spare time.
I also like holding Ginger up really high and looking at her mouth from underneath.
Yeah. She likes that too.
She does. Okay, we're off topic. Thank you for speaking, everybody. Let's do the draw. Do you have a number for how many people are in the space, Chris, while I'm doing random number?
Well, for me, it says there's 44 guests.
Okay, 44 is cool. We've got a bunch of people listening on Wisdom, but I don't know if you're there. Wisdom, if you're listening, give me an emoji and I'll count you into the game. It says we've got like 50 some people listening, but I'm suspicious. I need my suspicious wisdom sound. Oh, I think I took it out of here. I think I took my suspicious. Oh no. Okay, nobody's on Wisdom. We've got one person on LinkedIn still. So the LinkedIn people stuck with us. Thank you. Thank you, Shirley. Okay, so we got the number. Here we go. 46. 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. The winner of the Bark and Beyond prize is Marujo. Merujo. Marujo is a semi-pro Cyclops. Okay. Thanks, Bunsen. Marujo, if you can DM barkandbeyondsupply.com, they will send you the prize, Marujo. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but you won. Congratulations. Okay, a couple closing things before we end. Up in the nest, you'll see a link if you're on Twitter. The link to the review newsletter. That's the Bunsen and Beaker recap newsletter. If you sign up for that, it's totally free. I send it out once a week, or if there's something like really pressing to talk about. And the good thing about that newsletter is it's a little family blog, and then the tweets of the week, plus our audio programming schedule, like in text form. So it's something you can refer to until we have a better system, which is coming actually with the Pawpack 3 community that's going to have reminders that go right to your calendar. So I know LinkedIn, they've got a big advantage if you are following us on LinkedIn, because that goes also to your calendar. But anyways, the newsletter is a great way to to keep connected with Bunsen and Beaker stuff. And again, if you felt this was a lot of fun, up in the nest, there's also the Kof-E by Bunsen and Beaker, a moose leg tip. We're going to be doing that in our Pet Chat space. I'm not expecting anybody to do this. It's only if you want to, and you don't have to do it every week. I'm going to talk about it twice, and as a little bit of advertising for us. Okay. Anything else to say, Chris, before we wrap stuff up with the wrap ups?
Well, no, I just want to thank everybody for being here with us and sharing their stories. I really appreciate it. And, give the Science Podcast a listen.
Oh, yeah. Listen to the Science Podcast. I should also be talking about my podcast.
Yeah.
I forget what I need to talk about. I need to prioritize things.
Yeah. It's an amazing space that you can learn a lot about science, pet science, and there's a family section. So if you like our little bit of banter, that you get that on the podcast, except you get our son, Adam, one of our sons, Adam, and he's amazing and hilarious. He's as funny or funnier than Jason. And I know that's hard to top, but.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Adam is pretty hilarious. Okay, let's wrap it up. So we have a busy week next week. We're doing 3 events next week. Monday at 2:30. We had to change the time. There'll be information out about this. 2:30, 3:30. I have to work on the times. If it's Mountain Time or Eastern Time. Anyways, Monday at 2:30 or 3:30 Eastern. We're having Melanie the Pup Mummy as a special pet chat space. Melanie's got a passion for helping new dog owners who are looking to rescue. So we're going to talk about rescuing animals, because many animals go right back after they're taken home, just because pet parents are not ready. So that's what that space is about, is getting you, if it's something you're deciding to do, she's going to give you the facts. So that's Melanie the Pet Mummy. Science Chat is Tuesday. We have Science Chat every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Mountain, 9 p.m. Eastern. And our guest is Dr. Amritha Mallikarjun. She is part of the team that trained dogs to sniff COVID-19 in human samples. So that's going to be exciting to talk about. July 28th. What is that, Chris? Thursday? Yeah, Thursday. We're having Shannon. Shannon's back. She's the expert dog trainer. So she's back at 6 p.m. Mountain, 8 p.m. Eastern on July 28th. That's Thursday. So that's a special pet chat space. We're going to be talking about force-free training. So Shannon's going to be talking about force-free training. She has an amazing podcast called Backyard Pet Chat. All of this will, of course, be rolling out in advertising, but hey, you're listening anyways, and you're a captive audience. So you can find this information in the newsletter or when we tweet it out. Chris, thanks for being a great co-host with The Mostest, and thank you for our speakers. Joseline, thanks for showing up to talk about the really cool thing for the ebook pre-order folks. I really appreciate you being here. And for everybody else who's listening, you could be anywhere in the world, but you're listening to Pet Chat, especially the people on LinkedIn. Anything to say, Chris, before we close?
No, just thank you very much for coming. And I think I repeated that. So TLDR, thanks for being here.
I don't... TL...
That too long didn't read. Too long didn't read.
That acronym doesn't work.
Well, too long didn't listen. That doesn't work.
But we want
either.
people to listen.
I know.
Okay, I have to. You know, I'm gonna have to edit all of this out. You know that.
No, okay. Keep it in there.
What? Who's gonna listen to this?
This part you can.
This music.
You can delete this part.
See this music?
You can nuke this part.
This music ended. This is the ending music, and now, I will nuke the ending here. Oh man, look how many, I thought people left. Everybody's still listening. Okay, goodbye everybody.
Of course they are. Bye.
This is ridiculous. Okay, bye.
Redonkulous. Bye.